Hello and welcome, everybody. I'm your host, Paul Rand. With me is co-host Bernie McDonald, and this is Blasphemous Act. Joining me tonight, live from our esteemed local establishment and location sponsor, Northeast Collectibles, we have Daniel McDonald. They've been very kind, both Daniel and Northeast Collectibles, so come down and check them out, Northeast, not Daniel. And we're going to get into it. We're going to get into what we're thinking about and going to look forward to in 2026. I completely flubbed that intro, but so be it. Hello, everybody.
Hello.
That's Daniel.
Good day, everybody.
Good day. It is day. That's right.
It is day. For
And
at least another hour.
Yeah, for a little bit.
Hey, it's almost 2 hours. Come on. Don't cut it short. This is the last episode of 2025, episode number 3 of Blasphemous Act here on QuarkForge. Mm-hmm. Huzzah, we've made it through 3. Well,
Yay.
We've made it to 3, I should say. We haven't got through it yet, but we'll get there. We expect to do more next year, of course. Mm-hmm. But first, let's cover what else we expect next year to do more of, or to do some of.
Okay, so...
I mean, for reference, magic. We're talking about magic.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, so we're going to be talking specifically about magic here.
Oh, yes.
Right.
No, I wasn't going to say, oh, yeah, next year I'm going to try Pokemon. No, that's not what we're doing.
Nope, not up for that at all.
One expensive hobby at a time.
Yes.
So, let's see, next year, I think the big one on my list is actually to get all of my stuff organized. I just have so much stuff over it from years and years of collecting, and I recently came to the conclusion that I needed to redo all the storage boxes because the storage boxes they were in were degrading and falling apart and were no longer structurally sound. So,
Good reason.
yeah.
I will say I did see a video of someone going through and scanning all their cards, and they had this nice little setup for their phone. They could slide the card through and scan them as they went through. Mm-hmm. It's a 3D print. Maybe I'll make you one.
Interesting. I don't know how that would work.
I don't know either. I only saw a photo for a second.
But it looks great.
It looked pretty nifty.
But I don't know, scanning my cards with a phone. I'm not
opposed
sure
to
you
what?
understand the scale of how many cards I have
Right,
and how
well,
long that would take.
That's why you have a child. So they can just plunk it in.
Yeah,
For
but
living.
eventually my child needs to do something, like go to college. It's gonna take a while.
That's why you need to scan the cards to pay for that college. You have some time. It's fine.
Yeah. Beyond simply getting organized, I don't know. I've got probably 4 commander decks in my head. I'd like to get them polished off. I don't know. I think those are my 2 big priorities, getting organized and finishing my deck projects.
Fair enough. I'm going to want to try to play more than just Commander next year because I do mostly just Commander. It's what I prefer, but, get out of the comfort zone thing. But also I want to actually create a space for my magic at home because most of it stays in the car.
Ooh.
Yeah. I mean, it seems fine in there, but my car is filled with magic. It doesn't run on gas, it runs on magic.
Our local environment would be a little bit harsh on magic cards over, long periods of time.
What? It's just hot, cold, hot, cold. I mean, they're sleeved.
Yeah.
I'm not getting snow in them often.
Okay.
That's why I got a double sleeve to get the snow.
That's true. I do have some of them double sleeved to
Yeah.
protect against snow. We're being told we should use ammo cases
Yeah.
by one of our audience members, who's also one of our regular players. who is also the hands of the intro. And
True, yeah. The original Blasphemous Act.
Yeah, absolutely. What inspired this whole premise? Why we continue to this day? Again, we're only in episode 3, but of season 1.
I don't know. Leaving the cards in the car, that seems pretty blasphemous to me. So I think you nailed that one.
Oh, thank you. Fantastic. It's just I'm lazy, you see. So,
Yeah.
yeah. How about you?
For me, next year, I just want to be able to play more. I don't really have a steady group where I'm living currently, so I would like to probably just play more consistently online, MTG Arena. That's probably going to be the easiest way for me to get more play time.
Sure.
And I really liked Standard back in the day when I was playing Standard, and that was really like the new Phyrexia with like the Mirrodin, the second Mirrodin block.
Okay.
And so it's been a long time since then, but that's about the last time I played Standard. But I love Commander. I have Commander decks that I'm working on and trying to build. But getting into Standard now that the format has like longer times before they cycle out, playing more of that would be a lot of fun.
So what I'm hearing is you need to move back to this area.
That would help with the playtime, yeah. More consistent, yeah.
I mean, you're always welcome to come here to Northeast Collectibles and play.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And you could hang out more permanently with last episode's guest host.
True,
Yeah.
true.
I don't know who you have for a local game store in your area, but I'm sure
Me
they'd
either.
be happy to see you. I always promote going to your local game store. This happens to be ours, and they've been very good to us.
We'll have to do a road trip to his once we
Hey,
figure
you
out
know
what it
what?
is.
That would be actually a lot of fun.
It would be a lot of fun, especially in the winter,
Yeah, yeah,
not in the summer. Talk about bad for the cards.
yeah.
Well,
Oh,
What about you? What are your plans for 2026?
We discussed it. You weren't paying attention.
He already went? Oh, I missed it. I heard him say a lot. I don't know.
I say less, but something.
Okay.
Hopefully substantial.
Okay. I swear I'm paying attention.
Okay,
Just
if you
not,
promise.
just not all the time.
Teenagers. Oh,
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But yeah, it's going to be an interesting year. Now that we have a more regular group, and our play group is changing rule sets slightly.
yeah, so we had been doing a setup where on Friday nights we play, and then the winner of the games overall gets to choose the format for the next week, and second place gets to choose an additional rule set. Going forward, we're going to change it to be a little bit more focused on planning ahead. So it's going to be the winner over an entire month chooses for the next month. So we are going into January for a cycle of Commander, and then the secondary rule would be duels only. But yeah, it should be interesting. I'm not sure how I'm going to track it that long. Odds are I'm going to lose the score sheets at some point, at least once.
You know, you do have a computer down there. You could do a spreadsheet on that.
Digital spreadsheet.
I could.
Join the modern age.
I could. Or a whiteboard.
Or a whiteboard. That
could
can get erased.
I could hang a whiteboard.
Especially by angry children that you've been having sort your magic. Just saying.
I'll put it up out of her reach.
Mount it to the ceiling.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll be interesting. And actually, talking about that, maybe I've been thinking about maybe do we change the mulligan rule?
From the actual mulligan rule?
So we are not using the actual mulligan rule anymore.
Oh, maybe we should use the actual mulligan rule.
So we could. Ours is a little bit more forgiving. So what do you think? You want to move to the real one?
Well, the real one allows a free mulligan for Brawl, but not for Standard.
Actually, didn't they take out the free mulligan for Brawl?
Online, it's still
Online.
there.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if it's supposed to be there for Commander. but that's
Yeah.
because MTG Arena doesn't actually do
Yeah,
Commander.
Arena doesn't have
It has
Commander.
100-card Brawl, though, which we treat as Commander.
Right.
Yeah, the big
Just with
difference
less
is
health.
you start with less life.
Yeah.
But it's otherwise the same-ish. I don't know. I actually think that might be a good segue into some. Nope, we're not there yet.
Well, we can technically rearrange our order if we want.
Yeah. So like, we were also going to discuss like what we wanted added to MTG Arena, and an actual Commander game format
That would be nice.
would be pretty much top of my list. I would also like to see them add some of the original cards to the game, from way back when, or at least the original dual lands.
Oh, okay.
That would be super, super nice. In my personal collection, I'm missing one of them. I will say that.
Just one.
Just one.
I'm guessing it's the hardest one to get.
I think they're all about equal to get.
It's the one that's worth the most, though.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
Okay. Yeah, it's the
Is it because you took?
Underground Sea. So, yeah, they're all pricey. I'll get one at some point. In fact, I'm kind of in the works of getting one now.
Oh.
So hopefully that collection will be sorted out within the next 2 to 3 weeks. But yeah, I'd like to see it added to the MTG Arena. It's more options is never bad. Even if it was added in a way that you can't like spend the wild cards to get it or something. I don't know. I'd just like to see some of the older stuff come back. Do they have ATOG on the Arena yet?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
No.
Like, I think an ATOG deck on Arena would go really, really well.
Sure. Yeah.
So there's just older stuff I would like to see. Some of it is surprisingly functional for today.
I mean, what I'd like to see them add in the first place, 3 or 4 player games.
It would be really nice. Kind of ties into the Commander too, because Commander's supposed to be a 4-player format.
I take it Brawl's not.
Brawl is an online-only format, and
Except for
it's
we've been
only
playing
duels. So
it.
we've been playing something similar to it in person. The 60-card singleton with a commander, and starting with 25 life. So, yeah, we've been playing something similar. But I think online they don't have multiplayer, so I can't say it was intended for multiplayer.
Fair enough. But yeah, I feel it would be really nice to be able to play with 3 or 4 people. I mean, what if we all happen to have norovirus one day? Just saying, and we all still want to be able to play. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or include you in a non-weird way
Right.
with you on a camera with you see my cards.
Just over Discord, like, hey guys, I'm playing this. I swear I have the mana.
hey, I played a Black Lotus. I swear it's real.
It's a real one, I promise. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I need to get my hands on one of those too.
yeah.
Maybe the most torn up version with our budget.
No, I'd want to go in and get one of the graded ones.
Oh,
It's a solid retirement plan.
yeah, it wouldn't be bad.
It's only going up in price. Heck, when I first started, it was $150, $200.
Yeah.
If I'd managed to get a hold of that, that would have been my retirement period, right then and there.
True. Yeah.
Don't you blame your father for that?
No,
Oh, okay. I thought you
No.
said you asked him.
I asked him. He said no.
What was he thinking?
I'll be brave. I'll blame him. It's his fault.
Okay, well, you do that tonight. See how that goes. I blame you. You're out of my house. I already was.
But yeah, no, I think I agree with you. I think getting some older cards or some older sets in general would be great. Even if they have been power crept, there's a lot of older cards that still synergize with newer cards, and maybe getting like a modern format or something other than timeless on Arena would be cool. Like a vintage format on Arena,
Yeah.
because that would be an affordable way for people to play the format. Unless you're an old pensioner already, your chances are you don't have the cards to play in vintage.
Yes, you've been on this planet for 200 years.
Yeah, exactly. So I think adding in some like the older sets and like larger, more expensive formats onto Arena would be good to see. It would get people into those formats when they otherwise wouldn't be able to. And then also, like you guys were saying, the Commander format with multiplayer, getting that and being able to play online with groups of people would only expand, people's play groups to include people from wherever, you know. So I like both of those additions.
So what
to
we're
Arena.
saying, Wizards, is if you plan on adding Commander, you need someone to help play test it.
Yes, us.
Yes.
Yeah,
Absolutely willing.
100%.
Yep.
For a stipend, of course, right?
Oh yeah, of course, yeah. This would be a paid position, obviously.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's a contractor.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right. You're contracting QuarkForge to. Yeah, that's it.
I like it.
We'll need a lawyer. Anyways.
So I guess the next thing I'd like to see is some interaction between MTG Arena and physical cards. And that
Okay.
could be something as simple as when you buy and open a box, maybe there's a code in there where you can get a couple of those cards.
So they did do that. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't.
So with which one was it? It might have been actually. Didn't you just buy a Final Fantasy starter box?
Yes.
I think that's the one they did it with.
Really?
Yeah. It should say on the outside of the box, not the code, just if it's in there.
I would hope the code isn't on the outside of the box.
What I'm saying is you can grab it and show it safely if it's on there.
I'll see what I can do.
I think it was Final Fantasy. Yeah.
It might have been. I'm not.
My point is having that be a little bit more consistent. 'Cause,
Yes,
like,
it's the only time I've
if
seen
it's
it.
here, even if this is a thing, if it's just for the starter kit, then it's just for the starter kit. And it does say it codes to unlock both decks in MTG Arena.
Right.
So I don't know if
Interesting.
it's there.
But
why-
maybe show the front what the decks are.
Yep. So that's the front.
I don't know if they've done it with any other ones, but I knew they did it with that one.
Right.
Yeah.
So that would be a really good thing, an interesting thing for them to add to, like, I don't know, their commander decks.
Or
The,
packs.
the
Yes.
precons.
I was looking for it when I bought my Doctor Who deck. I was like, oh, because I had seen that, and I knew it had it. It's like, oh, I bet my Doctor Who one has it, and then it didn't.
Yeah. Or like if I buy a box, have a code in the box to open that many packs on MTG Arena.
Well, I think
It's a lot of
It's
packs.
either way, it's a significant amount of money. When you're talking $200 for, play box, or what, like 600 to 1,000 for a collector box.
yeah.
I feel like
Well,
throwing in
600, yeah.
throwing in a few packs on MTG Arena is not that big of a deal. They just made a ton of money.
Yeah, I think there are other games that have online collections or gameplay, and those games, like I think Pokemon does it, where you open up a pack and they have like a code that you can input, and it'll give you the same cards.
I'll take your word for it. I've never bought Pokemon in my life.
I haven't either. I've just kind of like seen and heard about it. But if they were to implement something like that, I'd be a lot more eager to buy physical. Whereas right now, since I don't really have an opportunity to play physical, I've been buying online, and that kind of hurts me now that I'm somewhere where I can play physical and I don't have the cards that I've been playing with.
Now, Lorcana's the Disney property, right?
Yes.
I feel like that one they probably would do a tie-in because it's Disney. They do that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know for sure.
Okay.
I'm just saying, if Disney's doing it, I think Wizards can do it.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it would be a smart business move. Just like, yeah, you're giving away free product, but typically I don't buy both the digital and the physical things for the same sets. So like I bought a bunch of Final Fantasy cards physical, and I'm not buying them online, you know.
Right.
And then I bought a bunch of Edge of Eternities online, and I'm not buying them physical. So it would just kind of be a way for me to be able to use the cards and push more physical product if I was able to transfer that to an online collection like on MTG Arena.
Not to mention, it might help pull people from the physical onto the digital platform.
Sure.
You know, if you get a code that says, hey, you bought this box, there's 36 packs waiting for you on a free account for MTG Arena, you know, it could help pull some people in that way. I do know that certainly not everybody that plays physical plays on the digital format.
Yeah.
And it's our what we're saying. Obviously, Wizards doesn't have to do anything, but
Right.
I will say on this audio cable, it does say the word professional next to the word audio cable, but still,
Yep.
Yep. We are very professional here.
or at least we're using professional audio cables,
Right. Yeah.
or cables that claim they're professional.
Right.
Yes.
All right. Anything else you guys would like to see added to MTG Arena before I move on to my next one?
A way to speed up certain animations.
Oh, can you elaborate on that one?
Well, so one of my decks, which I'm sure people hate very much, is one that when you exile a land from your graveyard or from your library, it adds a +1/+1 counter to my commander. And then I have cards that go through pretty much the entire deck. And that's pretty quick. But the problem is, it puts the stack of +1/+1 counters up here, and it adds them kind of slowly comparatively. And so it takes a minute of the game just to add 36 +1/+1 counters.
Gotcha. Okay.
It's like, I don't need them to quit on me while they're waiting. I want them to actually let me finish. It's no fun otherwise.
Yeah. Okay, I can get behind that. I was actually thinking I'd like to see a little bit more animation for some of the cards.
Oh, sure. Just allow for sped up or slow down animations.
For a lot of like the repeated stuff, like +1/+1 counters, or if you're making like tokens and stuff, that process is very cumbersome and slow.
And the one that's slowest of all is the one that, oh, okay, I have gained a life, so opponent loses one life, and then the opponent loses one life, I gain a life. I get it. You have your infinite combo, you're going to win. Do I have to sit through 5 minutes of that for your win to happen? Speed it up a little.
Yeah, I don't think the technology is quite there in terms of recognizing that it's necessarily infinite.
I feel like after the third round, it should catch on.
It should. I just don't think the technology is there. Could it be easily invented and implemented? Yeah, probably. But they also don't want it to be some sort of false positive where the game then thinks the game's over.
No, I'm saying it can
And-
speed up the animation, not just skip it.
Okay.
Or at least put on elevator hold music. Yeah.
So what you're
And
saying?
for reference, the red +1/+1, that was me. The infinite combo was not me. That's my spouse. Used on me way too much. Twice. That's too much.
So what it sounds like you're saying is MTG Arena needs to implement a stronger AI model to recognize when the game is over or has an infinite.
Yes, so to speed it up. Or to
Yes.
mock the player. One or the other. Just make it entertaining.
If you slow it down and start adding mocking sounds, that'd be great.
Yeah, okay, sure. As long as it's entertaining. As long as there's a reason to sit there and watch.
Yeah, exactly.
So what I was saying is with specific cards adding animations, and if you want to add mocking sounds, it would be really fantastic to add like a mocking animation to the Deadpool card.
Yep, that'd be fun.
Is the Deadpool card in the online game?
I don't know if it is. I think that
I don't think they added the Marvel set.
I'm guessing they weren't allowed to. That's what
Yeah.
what is it? The Omnipass or whatever it was for the
the
Spider-Man
Omnipass,
stuff.
yeah.
Omen Pass for
No.
the Spider-Man set.
Spider-Man has a weird Disney-Sony combo battle going on with copyright anyway, so.
Yeah, so they didn't do what they did with Spider-Man, where if you're unaware, they added in the Through the Omen Pass set, which is one-for-one copies of the Spider-Man cards without calling them Spider-Man. So now, canonically in MTG lore, there is a spider dimension, which is awful. That sounds.
I mean,
absolutely
there's a
terrifying.
lot of people that would hate that for sure.
For
I
sure.
don't know. I'm stuck in the spider dimension. It's crawly everywhere.
But they didn't even try to put on like the Marvel stuff, and I feel like that's because I don't think that Marvel set was intended to be any kind of like standard legal or like big format legal, and so they just kind of had that as a physical only, and maybe we'll see the same thing when they bring back Marvels next year, where it's going to be physical only, but I'm not exactly sure what their rights are if they're going to be bringing that back.
We're going
like
to find out in another
Spider-Man.
part of this.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to find out us talking about it at the very least.
Yeah.
Okay. So we had previously talked about, wanting to potentially bring players from the physical to the digital game. I would like to see them have a way of going in the reverse.
So they do a little bit in the sense that they have tournaments where you can win real cards.
Right.
But something beyond that, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe
I don't-
I don't know how you would do it, but
Yeah, that's the thing is I don't know how you would go in reverse.
maybe. So they have, I think it's every 10 packs that you get a free gold pack or something like that.
Yep.
So maybe every 3 gold packs, so 30 pack. I don't know. They give you a coupon to use at your local business that they got to agree to this premise, where it gives you a free pack or a free 5 packs or something like that.
Yeah, so then at that point you're looking at you'd have to have individual agreements with your local gaming stores. The logistics of that I think are maybe just a little bit out of reach.
So,
Yeah.
as much as we don't want to steer people to big box stores, you could do it with some of the big box stores that do carry it.
It's true. When you're talking about couponing, big box stores tend to be a little bit more open to it.
Yeah.
But I would rather see something get worked out with local game stores.
I mean-
you go to like Toys R Us or something, which there isn't one around here anymore.
I was going to say, I'm not sure they're existing. Maybe they might have reopened.
I don't know. But then that's a great example because they don't exist.
Yes.
But you go there and there's no play environment.
No.
The best interaction you get is maybe somebody else that happens to be in the same aisle buying a birthday present for somebody else. And
So maybe what they need to do then is have I mean, they already have Wizards approved events where those are the people that get to do pre-releases and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So something tied to that, whatever gets people authorized on that level, you can also use those coupons at for the online thing, and Wizards will promptly reimburse them or something like that.
yeah, again, it's still a lot of logistics, and I can definitely see why Wizards would not want to do that.
Oh, sure.
However,
I'm just saying it's probably doable.
on the note of like MTG Arena, like tournament wins or something, maybe there could be some sort of a point system where you get entry into some of the other events. If there isn't already, I don't actually know.
Right.
I don't play competitively on MTG Arena.
You probably could if you wanted to, but
I probably could, but again, that's if I wanted to, and I do not have that kind of time.
you have other things to do, like sorting your cards.
Yes,
Yep.
I cannot stress how cumbersome of a task that is.
I mean, you've only been collecting for like 30 some odd years, so I mean, it can't be that many cards, right?
1994. It's
Wow, 31 years.
yep.
We should have done a party for your 30th anniversary of playing Magic.
That would have been Christmas last year.
We're a little late.
Yep.
Guess we'll have to do it for your 35th. Or your 40th, over the hill Magic player.
Whoa. Whoa. Let's do it.
Okay. You're going to have to remember I won't.
Okay.
Okay.
I already forgot.
Excellent.
No. So I think there is like if you get to like certain ranks on MTG Arena, I think there are ways for you to get invited to like certain other tournaments, but I don't know if there is a way for them to like provide the cards or anything like that. I think it's just invites to like physical tournaments and like pro tour events. But if they were to do some kind of like tie-in with like MTG Arena and like pro tour events, where if I only play digital and they want me at this physical event, I don't necessarily want to be spending hundreds of dollars buying more cards physical when I'm only going to be using them in that one event. If there was like some kind of program to like make that transition easier, that'd be great. But at that point, you're talking about like the very high end of both physical
Yeah.
and online play, and not like the greater player base.
Yeah, I would definitely want it to be much more of an introductory level
And
to
Wizard
get more
Pro
people
Rent-A-Deck.
into the physical
Yeah.
aspect of it.
And I just think that's a lot more difficult going that way than the other way, because digital cards can be fabricated endlessly.
Yes.
I can say, oh, I have these cards, and then poof, magic happens and they're online. Whereas, what are they going to do? Look at your online collection and send you those cards in the mail?
Yes, the Wizard Pro Rent-A-Deck.
Yeah, yeah. That'll be great. Another subscription service where they rent the cards out to you instead of you actually buying them.
That already exists.
That's awful.
That's how game companies want to work anyway for online digital games.
No, I don't like it.
I don't either.
I don't like that at all.
I paid for it. I own it. That's the way it should be.
Yeah. But yeah, it's just much more difficult to do it, especially on a large scale when you're going from digital to physical. Physical to digital has already been solved, but the other way, much more difficult.
Even if it was just something as simple as like some kind of integration where you can maybe see where a local game store is, get directions.
Yeah.
To a place, an authorized Magic dealer or whatever. Anything, any kind of gateway from the digital to the physical, I think would greatly benefit the community. I'm a big proponent of playing in person. MTG Arena, I like it. It's fun, but I'm not sitting across from them. I can't read their face. I can't see what's going on. They don't have the opportunity to bluff against me. I don't have the opportunity to call that bluff, right? There's a lot of interaction that you lose when you go to the digital platform.
Yeah.
And that, to me, that's a very valuable part of the game. And I would like to see people come from the digital world and really get that full experience.
Yeah. I think another thing, well, maybe we'll talk about this in a little bit, but just the sheer number of sets that are coming out is also kind of a big thing where.
Oh, we're definitely going to talk about that.
Yes. That's a big thing for me where it's like, again, I don't buy both physical and digital for the same sets. If they pushed out less sets per year, maybe I would. Maybe. Because it'd be a lot more affordable and sustainable. But for now, I'm kind of picking and choosing what platform to play with the amount of sets they're coming out with. And that's not super sustainable if you ask me.
And I buy what I like and can afford, more leaning on the afford part.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I have recently decided that I'm going to try to get the entire Final Fantasy set to collect it.
It helped that you started out with a good chunk of them.
Yes, it does help. There is a lot to it, and I think that this is going to be a project that I have to go, if I want to get like my optimal perfect set, it's going to take a while, right? And I'm not going to be able to just go out and buy all the cards that I want individually. It's going to be too expensive. So I'm going to have to do some wheeling and dealing, and that's fine. That is not something that I can do for every set.
No.
It's a fool's errand, if you will,
Yeah.
to even try.
Unless you're rather extremely wealthy.
Yes, you'd have to be very. I would say my budget for Magic lately has been relatively high, and struggle getting more than one set. So, and that's just for our area, compared to our area. I don't know. I definitely think they need to put on the brakes here a little bit. Let people recover. Give them the chance to actually play the cards and feel it out. And it's nice that they extended how far standard goes, I guess.
Yeah.
But if you're then extending it and introducing more, the number of cards that you have to contend with and keep up with, and just try to, get the brain wheels going and come up with new things, or that strategy. It seems like it's becoming an even more cumbersome project.
I can see that. Yeah. When you have a 3-year format like standard is, I'm pretty sure it's a 3-year
I think
cycle.
3, yeah.
Because whenever they introduce a new set, they get rid of the previous oldest set, and with them pushing out, what is it, like 6 sets next year?
I think it's 7.
Seven.
It's 7.
Jeez, that's 7 sets that they are now eliminating from the standard pool from 3 years ago. So, that kind of turnover is intense. It's very fast paced, and that's the big thing that's keeping me from trying to get into standard, even on like the online format. Is just, even though they extended to a 3rd year, it is still pretty quick with how fast they're churning out new product, and it's hard to keep up with it. And so right now, primarily, I've just been kind of buying singles when I need them. I haven't really been able to go out and collect full sets. It sounds like you're committed to collecting one from this year, and you're that's right in time for the 7 next year that you're not going to have the opportunity to collect. If you're still collecting this one.
And I'll say I've never collected a set ever, but I do have plans to try to. One single set next year. Please don't cancel Star Trek. Continue.
So I've collected a few sets over the years. I'm very close to completing my set of revised, the 3rd edition, whatever you want to call it, the core set from 1994. I am one card away, and I'm hoping that's gonna come home soon.
And that's that dual land that you were talking about
Yes.
before.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so that's my oldest collection. I have full sets from like the Urza's block. I have a full set of Scourge, the 2010 Zendikar World Wake. The last one's on the tip of my tongue. I got all those.
Yeah.
New Phyrexia, I got all that, and Ravnica, got all that. And then after that, it was at that point it was starting to get too much for me, right? And so I kind of phased out from trying to collect sets until Final Fantasy came out, and I was like, you know what? Final Fantasy is a big one for me. I've played almost all of the games, most of them multiple times. This is going to be my thing. So for me, that's a big deal. When I'm looking forward in 2026, there's nothing there that has that level of attention for me.
No.
But
It's not to say not for anyone, of course. But.
right, it's not to say not for anyone. But as far as being a collector goes, I don't think there's anything there that I'm really going to say, I need this whole set. But maybe we should start talking about what's going on here in 2026.
Okay.
We've got the next one that's coming out, Lorwyn Eclipsed, January 23rd. I'm not interested in collecting the whole set, but I am pretty hyped about it being Lorwyn. I love the lore of Lorwyn.
And Laura, when it originally came out in, what was it, 2004, 6, something like that?
That's a great question.
I don't know. I thought it was a little later than that. 2008 maybe. I know it was the first set that had the Planeswalkers in it.
Yeah.
And so they were the last time that I played Standard competitively was 2011, 2012. So they were relatively new at that point, at least relatively new at that point.
And in 2013, everyone breathed a sigh of relief because he stopped playing competitively.
So 2007
Yeah.
is apparently the official release for them.
I was close.
Yeah.
And you know what? That's fine. I'm sticking to relatively new at 2010 because 3 years over a 30-year history, to me, that relatively is fine.
Yeah, relatively close.
10%.
So,
Yeah.
but there's been a lot that happened since then with Planeswalkers, and I would be interested to see if Lorwyn has something new to offer in terms of Planeswalkers and what they do. I haven't seen any. I'm not gonna say I haven't seen any spoilers for the set. I haven't seen any Planeswalker specific spoilers for the set. But I would love to see something new happen there, just to kind of as a nod to that's where it came from.
I agree. I think lore wise, that's one thing, but also mechanics wise, was a set that introduced so much to the game. You had planeswalkers that were introduced. That was the first set that introduced hybrid mana costs.
Oh yeah,
There was so many different like cycles of cards, like the commands, austere command, cryptic command, the other three that don't really matter, but like those two were huge.
Those chunky things.
Yeah. But there was a lot of cycles that were all five colors. There was the lieges, which were hybrid creatures that would give you creatures +1/+1 if they were this color, +1/+1 if they were this color, and when you cast a spell of one or the other color, you get certain benefits. So it was very beneficial for you to play multicolored decks.
I still have decks
they're
that will
great.
use Wilt Leaf and Balefire Liege.
Yeah, they're great cards. And so there's a lot from the Lorwyn, the original Lorwyn block that, to me, it being the first thing that, the first set that they came out, I'm looking forward to seeing how they honor that in this new set. Hopefully they keep up and say, hey, we're going to, do ourselves proud and introduce maybe not necessarily a whole new like type of card like they did with the Planeswalkers, but do something nice and do something cool to kind of keep up with the fact that it was such a influential set.
I mean, I never got to play the original. I don't know if I've ever even touched an original card except for maybe one of your decks.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of a lore tidbit here. In Lorwyn, on the plane of Lorwyn, it's a day-night plane, right? You have multiple species there, but notably there's Kithkin and elves. And during the day-night cycle, when it changes, it's a complete plane-wide change. The person that existed during the day, their physical body is there. They have no memory of anything that happened. They have a completely different persona at night.
That's trippy.
And then when it changes back, they go back to the other one. There's no knowledge of this. There's no knowledge of the day-night cycle, really.
So 5 minutes before the cycle changes, they could get a paper cut, and 5 minutes later, like,
Why am I bleeding?
why? Well, that explains a lot of things for me. Anyway.
Yeah. So, and that is represented mechanically in some of the new cards. You pointed out to me earlier. There's I think it's an Avatar or Elemental or something.
Yeah, let me see
It's
if I
a
can pull it
hybrid
up.
mana one. I forget what it's called, but it says at the okay, right here, Ideru, Carrier of Dawn, 2 white, 3 others, and importantly, it has other abilities, but at the beginning of your first main phase, you may pay 1 black mana. If you do, transform it. And on the backside, it has at the beginning of your first main phase, you may pay 1 white mana and transform it. So it has that mechanic where you're flipping from day to night. And I think that is actually super cool. I love the lore of Lorwyn. If you haven't read anything about it, I really recommend it. Very, very in depth, I think.
Yes.
I did notice online they had mentioned how they were releasing new stuff, lore, for the new lore.
Yeah, sure.
So I didn't have a chance to read them, but I did notice it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I like to see that lore being incorporated into the cards. That particular one looks like they've done that right. I also know there's Sig,
Yes.
and he does something similar. We're
Let's
going to
see
be
if I can
talking
pull it up.
about specific things about Lorwyn later. I don't want to get too much into it now. But honestly, we haven't talked much about the rest of the roadmap. Of all of it, Lorwyn is probably the one that's got the most attention from me.
And it is the first.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same mindset just because of how influential the original Lorwyn set was. So coming back to that entire like plane is exciting. Now the other in-universe sets that are coming out also for me are pretty cool. I think the idea that Strixhaven has, I think that's a cool plane as well.
Yep.
And then the Reality Fracture set later in the year like we had talked about. I know you're excited for that,
Yep.
and I think that conceptually that's going to be a great set. But for now, just knowing what I know about Lorwyn, that's the thing that has me the most excited.
I mean, it is has angel and elves, right?
There's elves. I think. Yeah, there's
There's
angels.
probably
There's
angels.
Yeah,
supposed to
there's
be
angels.
there's an angel box you can buy
Yeah.
for pre-sale right now.
Yep.
And I've been wanting to make an angel deck. I had the chance to get one, and I didn't choose it. Silly
Yep.
me. What was I thinking? Mr. Blasphemous Hands over there got it instead.
Yeah.
Which is a bit ironic now that I think about that.
Yeah.
Anyway. So,
Yeah, and I just want to say that within our game group, that particular deck has been performing very well. The Angels deck, all of them are, but
so
yep,
maybe Lorwyn, getting some of those will be my chance to finally make my own angel deck. I've been meaning to make for almost the whole time I've been playing Magic.
Yeah.
okay. So moving on, if you guys
Okay.
don't mind,
Yeah.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, March 6th.
So we have a friend who's going to get all of it, and pretty sure has pre-ordered all of it already.
Okay.
Let me ask you this: I do have to actually reference Lorwyn for this.
Okay.
When Lorwyn came out, were there a significant number of players who griped and moaned about the changes in mechanics, the added things?
So, with every Magic set or block throughout history, there's been something added to the game, right? That's things being added is nothing new, but people complaining about those new things is also nothing new.
Okay.
So, when hybrid mana was introduced, was it particularly contentious? I don't think any more than any other change that they made to the game was. So I would say no. I think honestly the biggest mechanical change that was probably disruptive to the game would be the addition of planeswalkers, and that's what they added the new type. And back then, people didn't really know how to properly make use of those tools.
Yes.
And it's the same if you go way back to like the first Pro Tours and look at the first Pro Tour decks. The tools that players had access to and were using by today's standards are fairly awful. And some of those decks, like wouldn't hold a candle to things that people make casually today. And part of that is people just didn't know the tech. They didn't have that crowdsourcing of information, and the internet really wasn't as big. So you had like national teams that were sitting down and saying, "Okay, let's figure out how to use these things optimally," and they had to do it within the confines of their little group. And then the internet took off and people started figuring things out, and now your average player is you know I want to say a little bit better off than the players were back then, not in terms of skill but in terms of access to information.
Yeah.
And that definitely translates to things being added and people complaining and or figuring out how to use it. So if there's a big mechanical thing that gets added in Lorwyn, I think people will adapt to it quicker now than they did then, and the complaining will be less. I hope that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Well,
A
no,
long
I
way of
was,
saying
I was
that.
bringing it up actually for Team NT because they're adding mutagen tokens or something like that.
Yep.
It's
So
a new
it's a new
token.
artifact token.
So
Yeah.
where I was going with that is they're adding something new. People are going to complain, but that doesn't make it necessarily a bad thing.
No.
No, I don't think it's a bad thing. I think most people are going to complain about it being an unnecessary and very specific thing.
Yeah.
But I don't think it's a bad thing. I just, when you're talking about the tokens, you've got food tokens, you got treasure tokens, you got clue tokens, and there's a few other of these artifact tokens that get generated by cards.
Yeah.
And the mutagen tokens, they're just very specific, and I don't think there's really going to be many other sets unless they release other Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles sets that use it. So it's just got that really narrow focus.
Or more Fallout. I feel like Fallout could use it.
Fallout could use it. Yeah. So I think the big thing, right, is every set has its mechanics, right? So think like Aether Drift, their big mechanic was like max speed and increasing speed, right? And then your cards get certain benefits for how fast you're going, right? That's a mechanic. I think what's unique about Lorwyn is last time they added a new super type being a planeswalker. That is, super types are your enchantments, artifact, creature, land, basic land, those things. And now Planeswalker, that's a new super type that was created. That goes well beyond just like the mechanics of a game. And so they were a big talk, and people were like, "Well, I don't know how I feel about them adding this." And there are people, but I think the general consensus was more curiosity and trying to learn how it was, and trying to figure out how to best optimize those things. Whereas every set has a new mechanic, and people are going to complain about every mechanic. People complain about flying. People complain about shadow. People complain about all kinds of mechanics that they don't like. I complain about energy and energy tokens. I still know how it functions, and I don't care to learn, right? So people are going to complain about those, and that's going to pass. With TMNT, I think what people are going to complain about is the fact that it's another Universes Beyond set, and that's going to be the biggest complaint. And regardless of how you feel about it, that's going to be the big thing.
And there are gonna be
Mechanics-wise,
4 of them this year.
yes, yeah, 3
Coming.
in universe and 4 out of universe sets. Let that sink in. Digest that.
3 in universe is pretty standard, right?
Yes, but 4 Universes Beyond is not.
I got don't cancel Star Trek.
Right, and that's the thing, right? Is I understand what they're doing, and regardless of how you feel about it, it's just a lot of product to try to keep up with. And I feel like the more they try to push things like TMNT, another Marvel set, and other universes beyond sets, the more you're going to see sets fail, like Spider-Man, and that does a disservice to both Magic the Gathering and that other fandom that might otherwise, be interested in getting into Magic, but now they can't because their favorite set or their other fandom that they belong to is not doing well.
Yeah.
So if they were to slow down the pace, that'd be great. Maybe I'd be able to buy more than one set a year. But as is right now, the biggest complaint I think players are having is just the fatigue from trying to keep up. But
So just gonna say, like, in terms of that, if you don't think you can keep up, don't try, right? Like,
Don't bankrupt
don't
yourself for a game.
right.
right.
Or do, and then when you hit bankruptcy, send me the cards. That's fine too. I'll buy them at a premium.
You need a discount.
Yeah, a premium discount.
So, like, for me,
Buy them at auction there.
my big thing was Final Fantasy, right? That was a huge thing for me, and I know that I can't keep up with everything that's going on. So literally, I'm not going to try. All of these sets coming out, I may buy a couple packs of Lorwyn, maybe. Mostly, I'm going to do what you do: buy singles.
Singles when I need them.
and that's going to be pretty much that. Like, there's just too much, and because there's so much, I can't warrant spending any money on it.
I have one. We'll get to it. One that I definitely want to get the whole set of.
Yes, we know.
Can't imagine what it might be.
It's The Hobbit.
No.
Oh, shoot. I wonder what it could be.
Don't get me wrong. I love a card of what is it, Smog or however you pronounce it. Smog.
Yeah.
It's
Yep.
way too close to Schmiegel.
Yeah,
I want the dragon,
similar.
not the fellow with the ring. Anyways.
Both of them, in their own way, hoard a specific treasure.
Yes, one is bigger than the other.
Yes.
In treasure and themselves.
Yes.
All right.
Also, my head's blocking the sun. Good to know.
So next on the list is Strixhaven. We do not have an official day specific for this yet.
Nope,
Right.
TMNT's the last one we have a day for.
Yes. However, it is beginning of March. I'm expecting it's going to be probably mid to end of April. Space it out a little bit. I can't imagine they're going to try to cram it in, April 1st or whatever.
April 1st, and then they don't release it at all. It's another Universes Beyond.
But Strixhaven is another one that I like the lore of, as opposed to Lorwyn. This one is I like the lore. It's fine. Lorwyn has me very excited about the lore. So, yeah, I think Strixhaven is a solid play. I think that you have some fans of the set or the original incarnation. There's been more than one incarnation now.
Yes, this is the second one.
Yeah. So I thought it was the third for some
Is it?
reason.
It might be. It might be the third.
Maybe not. Maybe I'm just getting things mixed up. But it's fine. I haven't seen anything specifically about what's going to be coming from it. But I think it's a solid ad. Following Lorwyn with Strixhaven, I think is a good.
Yeah. I'm interested to see what comes with Strixhaven, just because it's like a magic school kind of setting, right? Similar to Harry Potter. If I wanted to draw the comparison, very similar in flavor to that kind of environment. And so we just had a set Avatar that came out, and they have all kinds of lesson cards. And now that there is this school, magic school, you're going to see more lesson cards, and so there's going to be a lot of synergy with that. And I'm interested to kind of see, how those cards mesh together. Lore-wise, it's cool. It's a cool concept. I didn't really play a whole lot with the original set, but I saw some cards that were pretty nice and pretty interesting. But I'm not nearly as excited for that as I am for Lorwyn, like you had said before.
Yeah.
And I know pretty much nothing about Strixhaven, so there you go.
Okay.
All right. So we don't have a lot of information about that one yet. So then we're going to move on to Marvel Superheroes.
Which we also don't have a lot of information for the rest of the year, let's be frank.
Yeah.
Yes, that's true.
We just know what it is, and we can say what we hope about it.
Right.
Now, I have seen some spoilers from Marvel Superheroes, and what I have seen, one of them looked pretty cool. Everything else to me seemed, I don't know, maybe a little underwhelming.
Yeah.
But again, the spoilers that I've seen is 9 cards of probably 200.
Right.
So
in the Spider-Man set, you could have gotten the Soul Stone, I think it was.
yes,
Yeah.
I'm wondering if they're bringing just one or two, or are they going to bring the rest of the stones in this set?
I hope it's the rest. I don't want them to release a new Marvel set every time they want to release a new stone.
okay. So I hope that's the rest, and then I hope that's the end of the Marvel sets. However,
So they can switch to DC,
I
obviously.
know better.
Obvious.
I know better.
Who
That's
doesn't
not
want-
going to be the way it's going to be in either of those directions.
But who doesn't want Batman as the commander?
They might do DC at some point. They might. But I don't think they will while they have an ongoing contract with Marvel. And
Ain't fair.
I do think that it's starting to look like they have an ongoing contract. I do not have any access to that information. It's 100% speculation. Um, but I suspect that we will probably see at least one Marvel set pretty much every year. And I feel like I know better than to think that they will release one of the Infinity Stones in every one of those sets.
I will make a note here since we're at the 1 hour mark, and I forgot to say at the beginning. Remember, all opinions are our own and not representative of any entity or other person. Okay.
Yes.
Don't sue us.
Right.
So,
So back to Marvel, which is owned by Disney.
Yes.
so if they do have that contract, which I suspect they probably do, then I don't know. I don't think they're doing all the Infinity Stones. Definitely not in one. They might add them over time, but
I I know you're right, and I hate it.
me too. So that's the thing. Absolutely, me too.
See, they
Yeah.
need to not have a contract, a long-term contract with Marvel, so they can do some of the DC stuff. So you can have Batman as commander, and then he can become your friend, and then he can buy all the cards you can't afford.
Yeah. Right.
I wish that
Because
was the way it worked.
Batman could afford every set.
Yes.
Yes.
True. Yes.
Of course, he probably wouldn't, but he could. But he'd probably buy the Black Lotus just to mess with you.
He would.
Yeah, he would dangle it in front of my face every time we play.
When it comes to Marvel superheroes, I like Marvel.
Okay, that's good.
I have always been a Marvel fan over DC fan. And I really liked the Marvel movies when they first started coming out a decade ago.
Okay.
It has been a decade
Yes.
of annual releases of movies and TV series. And I feel like even fans like myself who really love the series or the universe really they're starting to get fatigued. Superhero fatigue has been a pop culture point for the last couple of years.
Yep.
And so now, when you're starting to compound that with universes beyond fatigue, as much as I love Marvel, I don't know how well the set is going to do. I hope for the best. I hope it's good, but I don't know. I hope it's not like a culmination of multiple fandoms being stretched too thin.
I think they have a chance with the same chance that the upcoming Doomsday movie has
Yeah,
because they're bringing in the X-Men.
yeah,
And if they bring in the X-Men to the cards, still Marvel.
they have they have brought X-Men to cards
I'll
previously.
take your word for it. If they bring in more X-Men,
Yeah,
having and then making it not long term, making this the
Yeah.
ultimate set, probably need to be more than 200 cards at that point. Uh,
yeah,
So I'm just gonna say I feel the superhero burnout.
yeah,
I was also a fan of the movies when they first started coming out, and by the time we got like to the Infinity Gauntlet in the Infinity War, I was absolutely ready to be done with it.
yep,
I wanted that whole arc to be over,
yep,
and I have not watched a movie since. That was my burnout.
yep.
boy, do I have
And
spoilers for you.
what's that?
I said, boy, do I have spoilers for you.
Yep. So yeah, that's a thing. It's very real, and now we're starting to look at Magic doing virtually the same thing. Burning out their audience, and then introducing that burnout to an already burned out audience.
Yeah,
So, I don't know. We did see it with Spider-Man a little bit. I think we're going to see it again. The silver lining for me, and the reason that I'm even mentioning all of this, is because Marvel is owned by Disney, and Star Wars is owned by Disney, and I'm hoping that at some point there will be a Star Wars set.
Star Trek first.
yeah. If they had done the Marvel superheroes 10 years ago, I would have been all over it.
Oh, yeah, me too.
100% would have bought as much product as I could. But
And if-
now I'm like singles. I'm going to buy singles.
And if they had brought out Marvel superheroes 10 years ago, that was my worst financial year of my life.
So you wouldn't have bought
and I
any
wasn't
of it.
playing Magic yet, so you know.
I would have bought enough to make up for both of us.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Would you have given me some? Probably not.
If you ask nicely, I might consider it.
I'm not sure I really knew you then, mostly.
Uh,
I know your brothers, just not
right.
you.
Yeah, in passing. I knew of you.
You were such an isolationist, anyway.
And then after Marvel superheroes, like you said, Star Wars. I just want to add in, I would be down for that as well.
Don't get me wrong. I like Star Wars too. I'm just Star Trek.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're still going to get to that.
After superheroes, there is The Hobbit.
Yep.
I don't know how you guys feel about like the last Lord of the Rings set. I didn't play that at all, really.
I wasn't collecting yet,
Yeah.
so I don't own any of it pretty much, and I need to own some of it at some point. But it's going to make it more expensive by bringing this out, which is
Yeah.
a problem for me.
So, Lord of the Rings came out, and there was some really cool stuff with it.
Yeah.
That's one of the IPs that I feel like they really nailed it.
Okay.
For example, there was a card called Nazgul.
Okay.
Okay, it's an uncommon.
That's it.
Yep, currently valued at around $15.
Last time I checked, there were only 9 of them.
There are 9 different arts.
There are 9 arts.
There are 9
Oh, there
different
really are.
arts
Oh,
That's cool.
for
That's
the
nice.
Nazgul, which is why I think it's uncommon to make it easier to collect them.
Yeah.
But oh my gosh, I feel like that's so. It's good. It's a good way to represent that there were 9 of them. But they were still kind of generically there. They're not legendary creatures.
Right.
No Nazgul was specifically identified.
I mean, are they in the movies or the book?
No.
They're just
They're
Nazgul.
just Nazgul.
I've just recently rewatched 2 out of 3.
So, like,
We didn't
I
have
feel
time
like
to get
that
dessert one
specifically
before
was
Christmas.
done really,
Fair.
really well. There were other things that were maybe, in my opinion, maybe not done well that have carried over to other things, like different personas for Gandalf. And in my opinion, Gandalf is one person, he gets one card.
Fair.
Now he's not. He's distinctly not.
Okay.
So he's Gandalf the Grey going into it
Yep.
at the beginning of the Lord of the Rings, and then he, has this whole shoot on pass and falls into the depths, and then he
Yep.
becomes Gandalf the White.
Yep.
And he kind of almost partly forgets who he is at that point. So
Okay.
there is 2.
Okay.
It's like when your work friend gets promoted over you and starts holding it over your head.
And also
That's what
gets
Gandalf did.
amnesia and a new set of clothes.
Yeah.
And more power.
Exactly like I just described. Your work friend gets promoted.
You have weird work friends.
But they did the same thing with other characters too.
Yeah.
And you can't say that about all of them. Maybe it makes sense for the first example that I gave. Maybe I think it's a stretch. But I don't like having multiple personas or multiple cards for the same person, right?
I do think there's 4 Galadriels or something like that.
I don't know.
And no, I can't say there's 4 versions of her. At most, there's 3. So the one who came over from the other part of the ocean there, and then the one who forgot who she was, and then the one who remembered who she was.
Yep.
Do you not read Lord of the Rings?
I did. It's been a minute, but I did read them.
Yep. Other things that they did well, I love how they did the orcs, and the invasion from Mordor, and how it was a token that just gets bigger and bigger and bigger every time you play something that has a mass, right? And I liked how you would create an orc token, but it still worked with other amass mechanics, right? You play something from a different set that has a mass. If it's a mass zombies, you can still give that +1/+1 counter to the orcs.
Oh, that's cool.
Right? And it really, I like it personally. So that was really well done. The land that were in the set, it's hard for me to say that a monocolor land should come into play tapped. I don't think that's a bit steep of a price. But the land that were in the set had some really, really great utility to them as well.
Yeah.
And so things in the original Lord of the Rings were done, I think, really well. I had some complaints, but I think it was one of the better Universes from Beyond sets in terms of the way they did things, which scares me for The Hobbit.
Because they're going to fail. No.
I was gonna say they have a chance to really screw it up.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the problem.
They're
If
gonna
they
be-
don't nail it, I don't know that they're going to recover from it.
Yeah. That's fair.
Just don't cancel Star Trek. This is my reoccurring theme today.
Yeah. No, I didn't play the original Lord of the Rings set, but there are cards from the set that I have played with that I think are really good. One of the lands you were talking about, Minas Morgul, is in my white-black
Yes.
knight deck, commander deck. Comes into play, taps for a black. You can pay 4, tap it, and give something a shadow token, or not token, counter. And so it's a counter you put on a creature, and it gives it shadow, which is really cool because that's an old mechanic that hasn't been seen in a few years.
Yeah, more than a few.
And it's very similar in function to like flying, where you can't, or when you attack with it, it can't be blocked unless the blocker has shadow. But I also think
It goes the other way as well.
It goes the
can't
other way.
block creatures that don't have shadow.
correct. So that's the difference between flying and shadow is flying can block creatures with or without shadow, or flying can block things with or without flying. Shadow can only block other creatures with shadow. So it's a very interesting mechanic that I'm glad they brought back. I thought it was flavorful for Minas Morgul. The only other card, or the only other 2 cards I really know was the One Ring, and then Orcish Bowmasters, which is a crazy bonkers card.
Yeah.
The only ones I played with was the One Ring and Frodo. I played with Frodo, who, I don't remember if it's the Ring or Frodo himself that is unblockable if.
That's Frodo.
That's Frodo. He's unblockable on attacking on your turn or something like that.
Yep.
Which I have played with Frodo. Made him a flying angel with the Buster Sword. It was very bizarre, but it was fantastic. Won that game. It was hilarious.
Yeah, that's fun.
I will say minus, how do you pronounce it?
Minas Morgul.
The city there of the
Yes.
there is a Lego set coming out this coming year for $600 to $650 of it. I want that too. Boy, we need some money here.
Yeah.
Anyways, not that this is a Lego podcast here, but I just want to point that out.
Yeah. Quick detour on your podcast. When you finally get the set, you build it on the podcast.
I'd do it.
Yeah, there you
It'd take
go.
a while. It's a big set.
Yeah. So, any other thoughts on The Hobbit?
I feel like it's going to be a small set. That was a joke. Anyway.
Yes.
I am excited to buy singles.
I hope it has a lot of good dwarfs.
I'm sure Dwarf Tribal will take off.
Yeah, I can see that happening.
Yep.
Because I feel like I need to make a proper red deck, not just my silly red deck.
Well, we don't necessarily know that all the dwarves are going to be red.
It's true.
There's a lot of dwarves there, and I can see a lot of them not being red,
Yes,
or at least not being mono red.
based on what we saw in that little bit of Lego The Hobbit we played recently.
Yep.
on stream. On this very channel on Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern. Anyway.
So then in October we have Reality Fracture.
Yeah, I don't know what that is.
So a long time ago there were some sets that basically broke the Magic color pie. And so in those sets you'd see like Darkness, which is 1 black mana, prevent all combat damage, or something similar to that, which was very similar to Green's Fog or White's Holy Day, except it was printed as a black card. And so there were a lot of mechanics that were taken out of their color.
Yep.
Now, I know relatively little about Reality Fracture, but I have heard a lot of rumors and spoilers, and I cannot say that any of this is true. But I have heard that there is supposedly going to be some of the planeswalkers that have been printed in opposition to what they actually are. So, for example, Liliana is a necromancer, raises the dead, might be printed as a healer, a white card, rather than a black card.
To be fair, raising the dead is healing. You just forgot to start at their heart.
I have been saying that for years. A necromancer is just a medic that got there a little late.
Right? And I can't tell you exactly what all of this is going to entail, or anything about the story of it. It has a big name to it. Reality Fracture is very evocative,
Yes.
and I'm a little concerned that there might be a big cataclysmic type event happening in the lore. So a long time ago, like when Magic first started, there weren't any planeswalkers. It was powerful wizards that used their mana to travel between the different planes. They didn't have a planeswalker spark or anything like that. They were just powerful enough where they could do it. Right. That's how Nicol Bolas originally started.
Yes, one of your favorite decks you have.
Yes. And then there was a cataclysmic event, and the ability to travel the blind eternities was lost unless you had a planeswalker spark. And that's when that discovery happened. And I'm wondering if this reality fracture, lore-wise, it may be not, changing that specific aspect of the multiverse, but I wonder if there's going to be some sort of big cataclysm along those lines or of equal scale that fundamentally changes the universe. Maybe not the game, but the lore universe.
Which will change it drastically for 2027. Looking that far ahead.
It very well could. So, I don't know. The name Reality Fracture is very ominous. And I'm excited to see what it holds lore wise. I'm kind of on the fence about, cards being taken out of the color pie again. But, we'll see. Any thoughts on that? Have any of you seen anything about it?
I've just heard rumors like you. If they do another set where they're messing with the color pie, I think that opens the doors for a lot of new deck ideas or mechanics that might mesh well together. And so I would be excited to see kind of how the meta games for like standard shift because of that. I'd like to see what new deck ideas I get for a commander deck, because now, if I'm playing white, green, blue, if now that reality fractures, I might get some effects that might only be seen or to be typically seen in red or black that could be shoved into that new color wedge. So whenever they do stuff like that and they shake things up, I get excited just because you can make new decks, and that's always fun for me.
And I mean, it's not a previously existing name, right?
Right?
Right.
So we know it's in universe.
Yep.
And it's
Yep.
not previously existing. So maybe it'll be a good jump in point for people who want to get into the lore of Magic, but don't want to have to spend catching up years and years of lore.
True.
Lore wise, maybe that really depends on how it's done.
Well,
if
it's a huge
it
cataclysm.
is a huge cataclysm, and it creates that barrier between like different timelines or whatever, or at least segments of the timeline, then yeah, I could see that. But as far as jumping into the lore, Lorwyn. Jump in there.
Possibly is just a way to tie in the Loki TV show. Just saying.
It's like reality fracture is actually just another Marvel.
No.
Universe.
No.
Season 3 of Loki's show. Or 4 or whatever the next season. But just in cards. You have to like put them together as a flip book.
The script is the flavor text at the bottom. Yeah.
So-
Hopefully not.
No, hopefully it would be funny.
It would be.
Would be. There should be a Loki card, obviously, in Marvel superheroes.
Yeah.
That's just weird, messed up
No,
with a Deadpool one.
I don't think so.
No.
Nope. I think that if there's going to be a Loki, maybe he should be in the supervillains.
He's got a point. That's the hey, Marvel, MTG, hear us.
Next
Marvel
year,
supervillains?
2027. You heard it here first. We made something up. Anyway.
No, it's actually going to be the set for December.
Oh, the unannounced.
The
December.
unannounced December set.
That's right. There's 5 other universe. Yep. So November set. Star Trek. Hey, what do you know? Don't cancel it, please.
Star Trek.
It is supposed to be, because we've mentioned this before on our podcast here, it is supposed to be from all 60 years of Star Trek.
I've had time to process that, and I think that is a huge mistake.
You're not the only one who says that.
Nope. I think there is way too much lore to include in Star Trek in one set. Like, if anything, it maybe break it up a little bit.
You heard it here
or
first. Bring
have
on
it
5 Star Trek sets.
like I don't like the idea of having this be another one where we just get a Star Trek set every year. But let's be real, unless it is a absolutely massive set, like you're not going to be able to really do the series justice. And I think that's going to lead to a lot of disappointed fans.
I hope not, because I'm one of those fans. Do you feel like they did Doctor Who justice?
No,
Fair enough.
no, I think
Now, Doctor Who is also as long, pretty much, though I feel it had less video content.
that's true. And arguably, Doctor Who might have been a little longer, although not constantly running.
No, there were gaps.
Yes.
Long gaps.
So yeah. So
Not that Star Trek was constantly running. There was a big gap between technically the cartoon and
Yeah.
Next Gen.
yep. So like
Enough
there's
time for Star Wars to exist.
there's a lot there, and like even if you just take the original Star Trek, right, and try to unpack that, I feel like there's more in the original Star Trek than you can put in one set. And when you have that small of scope being too big, and then you try to extend it through the entirety of the series, you might have 1 or 2 fans that get left in the dust if you have like the original generation of Star Trek as a set. Somebody has their favorite character left out because they weren't big enough to make the set. I get it. But then you stretch that out and you have 300 cards over 60 years. Now you're going to have a lot of fans that don't see proper representation of their characters.
Unless it's bigger than 300 cards.
Unless it's bigger than like I said, it would have to be a really, truly massive set.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, if you want to, make the people happy that are still with you, you got to do it right. Right. So for the cards that you print, you really have to nail it to overcome the downsides of having that huge gap in between the lore and what's actually printed. And like, I feel like, I don't know. I don't see it.
I will say, if they're going to make pre-con commander sets, for example, you have a Federation one, you have a Klingon one, you have a
Romulan, Vulcan.
Romulan, Vulcan. I suppose you can combine them. They are technically from the same origin, but they don't get along particularly well. But then you're going to have something like Borg. Can you have a Borg set? You have to incorporate other villains with a Star Trek villain set, and where the heck do you put Q?
So the Borg are probably going to be actually fairly easy. You gain control of an opponent's creature, and they become a Borg creature type in addition to their others.
Yep.
That would be fairly simple. They could even have a sliver-like ability where they augment each other So, one of them gets first strike, and then they all get first strike, or
I
whatever.
didn't realize just how bad they're going to be. Wow.
Right? So the Borg could be, fairly easy to do with mechanics that are already existing.
What I'm saying is there's more villains in Star Trek than just the Borg.
Yes.
If you're making pre-con commander sets, what do you make?
Again, I don't think you can't cover it all. You can't do
Yeah.
it.
And I agree with you. And that's why I think there's going to be a big set and also a lot of commander product pushed with it to the side, right?
Isn't there usually only 4 at the max? Commanders
Maybe.
for a set.
I'm not
I don't
exactly
know.
I don't know.
sure if
More
there's
than
I think a
strictly.
lot of times it's only 2. I think Final
But-
Fantasy having 4 was more of an exception to the rule.
I
Yeah.
think Lord of the Rings had 4 as well,
Maybe.
I'm not exactly
and
sure.
Doctor Who had 4.
Well, then there might be 4. But the way I see it is when you have something like an external universe being introduced in, it almost leads to be more commander focused because you're going to have individual personalities all be legendary creatures that are commander viable. You're going to be with this set, it's going to be loaded with the characters that are commander viable. You're going to have potentially stations or vehicles that are now commander legal.
Oh, there's definitely going to be vehicles.
Starships.
Starships.
Well, there's the starships, which could be vehicles, but they could also be stations, like we saw introduced with Edge of Eternities.
Oh, they said there will be.
Yeah.
Yes.
So with all of those now kind of being viable for a commander slot, you're going to see a lot of commander pushed product with that set. And I don't know if they're planning on it being legal for like standard play or other formats, but I do see it being big for commander specific. I look forward to it. I'm a big fan of Star Trek, at least most of it. There's been a few shows that I wasn't like the biggest fan of, but for the most part, I'm a fan of the universe.
Yes.
And so I am excited to see what it does. But I don't know how they're going to implement it because, like you said, there's way too much to be captured entirely in one set.
And I would be foolish to disagree with that.
Yeah.
But in the same respect, it's going to take a lot for me to be able just to get this.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's anybody from Wizards of the Coast watching, and I don't know how they would implement the commander decks with all the various different functions. But if there's one thing you take away from this, do not mess up the tribbles. You gotta nail that. You gotta get it right.
I mean, come on. It's a token generating creature. It is what it is.
Yep.
And there needs to be some weakness for Klingons. They're afraid of that thing.
Like I said, you can't mess this up.
Well, protection against Klingons is what it would be. All triple cards have protection against Klingons.
Yep.
And they generate, X tribbles, where X is the number of tribbles plus times 2 or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not to do your job for you.
Yeah. Don't mess up.
And that brings us to the end of the known 2026 roadmap.
Yes, because we have no idea about Secret Lair.
Yes,
They haven't
secret
announced
layers or
anything
other
for it.
things like
Yeah.
There's going to be tie-ins.
there
is.
there is. There's going to be so much more product than we've discussed. Most of it, I doubt they've even teased yet. So
Actually, as far as I can tell, they haven't said anything about next year's lineup.
well, like I said, even teased. There's probably been things that they've said or have like put a picture somewhere in a background
Oh,
that
fair
people
enough.
could pick up on. But I think a lot of it hasn't. The hints aren't even there yet.
Yeah.
So that's what we know of for the set releases of 2026. And I very excited for Lorwyn, but I do want to say, if there's anything from the original Lorwyn that you wanted to see updated or reprinted or maybe a concept, what would you like to see in the new Lorwyn?
Okay. I'm going to start with reprints for now. The Vivid cycle of cards. So your Vivid Meadows, Vivid Crag, Vivid Marsh, I can't remember the other two, but the ones that come into play with charge counters, you tap remove a charge counter, and it taps for one of any color, or it taps for its designated color. I love that cycle of cards. Even though they're not like the best lands out there, I do put them in pretty much every multicolored deck that I have because they're just great. They're great. They look good. The art was always fantastic. And so I love that cycle of lands. Lieges, I don't think they need to be necessarily reprinted, but maybe updated. I know with the upcoming potential rules change of hybrid lands being possibly considered monocolor, the lieges might be a little bit weird to be putting in a monocolor deck. However, I did like that cycle of cards. The lieges were all pretty cool. I would love to see something similar to that. There is a spoiler that I saw that was a card that I loved in the original set. That's kind of coming back in a different way, and that was Bitter Blossom, where it's an enchantment. Every upkeep, you lose a life, and you put out a 1/1 flyer. Great card. They made it into a creature, so it's no longer just an enchantment. So they kind of updated it in that way. I don't think a creature's as good as an enchantment because enchantment removal is a lot less common. But a great card that I love to see. And then the next big thing is Planeswalkers. You have to do something good with Planeswalkers in order to kind of bring back that legacy of being the first set that had Planeswalkers. Do something special with them. Do something special. Whatever that is. You don't need to make another super type like you did before, but do something special with Planeswalkers. That's all I ask.
Or they're going to make mega planeswalkers.
Yeah.
Because of reality refactoring, the original planeswalkers won't be able to pass anymore. Now they'll need mega sparks. I don't know.
Yeah.
All your planeswalkers are inconsequential now.
Yes.
It would be interesting if they released something that players thought, oh, that's kind of neat, and it flew under the radar,
Yeah.
and then ended up being critically integral to like reality fracture and the way the story is going to go forward from there.
Yeah.
That would be a lot of fun.
I think so too.
Okay. Anything else for Lorwyn from you?
Those are the big things. If they wanted to reprint the commands like Cryptic Command and stuff like that, I wouldn't mind seeing that. Just because those are great cards. So reprint those. That'd be great. I need some more in my collection.
So, like, something that they did with the Avatar set was they took the old like Beastmaster Ascensions and those, and they reprinted them in like the full art new style of card, but they also added new ones. I would like to see them do that, where you get the old Cryptic Command, Austere Command, in that new updated art frame,
Okay.
but then introduce new commands in addition to it. I
Okay.
think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, for sure.
So I went through some of the cards myself because
Okay.
I didn't know Lorwyn.
Right.
And some of the cards I'd like to see them bring back, maybe modify a bit, something different, something more modern, is Dolmen Gate, which is 2 colorless. It
Oh, I
prevents
do
all
love Dolmen Gate.
combat damage to be dealt to attacking creatures you control. One, update the language on it. Invincible, or not invincible, the actual word.
Indestructible?
Indestructible.
Preventing all combat damage is very different from indestructible.
It is different, but I'm saying the language probably can be updated on the card.
Okay.
But also, if you want to get Dolmen Gate right now, your cheapest good condition one's like $27.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and they did do a secret lair, and it's also on the list. So just having a slightly more reliable way to get a little less expensively would be nice.
Okay.
And then you have Death Renderer. Death Render is a 4 colorless. Equipped creature gets +2/+2. Whenever equipped creature is put in the graveyard from play, you may put the creature card from your hand into play and attach Death Render to it. So it'd be a nice way to get a more powerful creature out by, getting the other one destroyed, baiting people into killing it.
Or just killing it yourself to get a free creature.
I have done damage to my own creatures for Similar purposes, not the same, but
Oh yeah.
similar.
Yep.
I can see that being really good in like a Simic Neoform deck. Neoform is basically you sacrifice a creature, search your deck for something with the same converted mana cost +1, and you put that into play. So I can see that going with that kind of archetype of deck where you sacrifice your own creature to get another creature and get just free creatures all the time.
And that one also was a secret lair one at some point apparently, and conspiracy, which I don't really know what that is, but there you go. But not besides those. And then I had incendiary command, which
The commands.
commands,
Yep.
yeah. So that one you choose two, and it gives options of dealing 4 damage to target player, or 2 damage to each creature, or destroy non-basic land, or each player discards all cards in their hand and then draws that many cards.
Yep.
Especially if you can force options, that'd be really fun.
Oh yeah.
That one was in Commander 13 as well, apparently,
Yep.
2013. And then we have Soaring Hope, which is 1 white for a colorless enchant creature. When it comes into play, you gain 3 life. Enchanted creature has flying. And then you can put it on top of your owner's library with 1 white.
Okay.
But from what I understand, that's just if it's in play, you can do that.
Yes.
It'd be nice if you could either make it a little less expensive because adding flying now is cheaper in other ways, or if you can make it so you can get it out of the graveyard as well that way. Because apparently you can't with that one. I was curious.
Okay.
I looked into it. That one was only in Lorwyn.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then lastly, just several of the lands look really nice. That's it. Just several of the Lorwyn lands look very pretty.
So they don't typically reprint art all that much.
So I'm not saying
But
necessarily reprint it, but
they need to hold to that standard.
that quality, yes.
Yes.
So
Without AI.
some of the spoilers I saw was some of the dual lands, and
Oh, you're going to talk about the dual lands now?
well, I think we should. I think it's a great segue.
I did bring up land.
You did bring them up. Let me see if I can pull them up. Right.
How dare I bring up something that he was going to talk
you have
about
like
without knowing it?
they have the dual lands that have the multiple basic land types. So your blood crypts, hallowed fountains, overgrown tombs, right? Steam vents. That cycle of lands is now going to be in this Lorwyn set, and they have some full art variants that if you haven't seen, have some pretty amazing art.
Yeah, so
I wish I could show them to the audience, but
the lands, they are beautiful.
I mean, you can hold it to the camera.
What set were those lands released in?
oh man,
I think it was Ravnica.
yeah, it was the same as. I'm pretty sure it was the same. Yeah, Ravnica.
I'm pretty sure it was Ravnica. So I'm going to put on my tinfoil hat here for a second. What do you think the odds are there's going to be some sort of tie-in between Ravnica and Lorwyn?
I mean, that'd be cool. Maybe that leads to the storyline of reality fracture, multiple planes colliding, creating a break in reality. Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
But-
There could be something to it. That cycle of lands came from a completely different plane of existence.
True. And if we were going to get conspiratorial, we could say that. However, I think they've also reprinted these lands in several other sets. Not to break your heart.
I know.
But they have been reprinted before. But if they were to do something like that, I would love it.
You know, it would be a fun little addition they could do.
Okay.
Unfortunately, this also would spurn a collector craze, which I'm sure they wouldn't be upset about, but us regular players might, is if they had some of those lands with, in the edges, the beginnings of reality fracturing. Has a lead in to reality fracture.
That'd be cool.
Like
So-
an interesting new type of foiling.
Well, it's sure. So it's not every copy has it. Only a few of the copies have that fracturing around the edges. That it's not a misprint. It's heads up.
Yeah.
Things are colliding and crashing down among them, and
That-
they're just starting to see it.
That would actually be really cool.
Yeah.
And you feel really, really good about getting one of them, and then you realize you want the rest, and you wouldn't be able to get them. But
Yep. Okay. All right. Yeah, I saw that they were releasing that set of lands with the Lorwyn, and I was like, I wonder.
Yeah.
So I don't know if there's going to be any other tie-ins or not. I've got no information there. But it would be pretty cool if something like that happened.
Oh yeah.
Now,
I would love it.
that kind of ties into what I would like to see. Okay. One thing that I know about the lore is the Kithkin. You'll look at them, they kind of got these goofy looking faces, kind of cute in that goofy way, and they are very bloodthirsty. They are
Yes.
vicious little monsters. And if they're somehow going to be tied into the city plane of Ravnica, there could be a lot of civilian nonsense going on there.
So what
Okay, I
I'm
like that.
hearing is some of those lands with the reality fracture on the edges, some of them should have blood dripping down the edges. Just saying.
You very well could. I think that if the Kithkin were to be, loosed on Ravnica, it would be the end of Ravnica.
That'd be
unless
hilarious.
unless they had a food source to feed to them that constantly regenerated itself, like tribbles.
Just-
Say.
So, what I was actually going to say originally with the Kithkin was I want to see them done right. I want to see them represented as that bloodthirsty tribe of people,
Yeah.
and really ramp up that viciousness and give them what I think is the respect that they get in lore in the cards.
Okay.
So that's like my big thing. Other little things that I'd like to see in Lorwyn, they're reprinting Sig, and that for me was kind of cool. My first commander deck ever, Sig was the commander.
Yep.
It was blue black. It was by today's standards not a good deck, but it was my first venture into commander, and I love what they're doing with Sig. Also, Una Queen of the Fae was in there,
Yep.
and Beseech the Queen. All these are hybrid mana cards,
Yep.
but they were all there, and I really loved that mechanic for making in Commander. So I'd like to see what they do also with the Fae. See, there's some interesting personas there. I don't want to get into that too terribly much, but I'm looking forward to that. I hope they really bring that forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
I will say the next time we do episode 4 of Blasphemous Act, we'll know these things, what will be in there by then.
Yes, that's true.
So, see, we predicted the future.
Yep. All right. Before we move on, anything else you would like to see in Lorwyn? Going once, going twice.
Free cards for us. No,
Yeah. Wizards, free cards.
it doesn't have to be wizards. It could be someone else.
Could be literally anybody.
Tooth Fairy, I don't care.
Free stuff, please.
Speaking of free cards, do you want to handle the giveaway today?
I think we should let him handle the giveaway.
What am I gonna do?
Yeah, we should probably tell him how to handle the giveaway.
I'm just gonna start chucking it after the.
Oh, no, you have to warn them. It's legal
No.
purposes. we don't have protections from that, so we have to warn them ahead of time.
So typically, I just go out and I say, thank you for letting us use your space. We're doing our podcast, QuarkForge Blasphemous Act, and then, who wants free cards, and then give first people I see 2 packs.
Okay.
That's how I typically do it.
Okay.
You see, I'm shy, so that's why I don't like doing it.
Shy. You're on a camera.
I know. It's weird, isn't it?
It is weird.
I inherited from my mother's side. He's quiet.
He is very quiet.
I feel like we should do a play-by-play. Daniel's going around seeing if anyone wants free magic cards, but they're not paying attention.
Yeah, nobody is giving him any attention at all.
You may need to go help him. There we go. Over there.
We see someone here. Oh, he split them.
Dan, it's 2 per person if you can. Okay.
Yeah, too late. It's done. Okay.
Well, he tried.
Yep, he tried. And good luck to everybody with their polls.
Yes. There you
There you
go.
go.
There's your chair.
Cards delivered. Probably poorly done, but that's fine.
Oh, they are jumpstart packs. You're supposed to give 2 per. Anyway.
Well, whoops. It's a good thing they'll never see me again.
Oh, well. We don't
Probably
know
not
that.
never. Probably not never.
I was going to say, we'll try to bring you back.
Yeah.
Again, the in-person live one. At your place.
Right.
Yes.
They're not going to be here, though.
They might watch.
Oh, fair. Fair.
I'm hoping somebody will watch. All right.
So for the future, we plan to have Blasphemous Act Episode 4 on January, what was it, 18th? It's a Sunday. So if the 18th is not a Sunday, whatever the Sunday closest to that is. And then another one afterward on, what is it, February 1st?
February
One
1st,
after
I think,
that.
is when we discussed, or whenever that Sunday is.
So hold tight for those. We're going into 2026. It's been an eventful year in 2025, that's for sure.
Yep.
And I have more Magic than I ever owned, so that's something.
I mean, technically that's true for me as well. Although, comparatively, it's not been a substantial increase in the overall size. I only opened like 6 boxes, and that's...
Only six boxes.
Yeah, it's
boxes
a
I
drop
own
in
were
the bucket
Commander
comparatively,
boxes.
but
Yeah.
technically true.
It's fair.
My collection did increase.
Yeah.
And yours increased mostly online.
Mostly online.
Yes.
They did increase physical as well, but mostly online.
I will put, before this year, I think I owned 1 Commander deck, so, you know. And now I own like 3, some standard, and some other cards. All right, so it's been a very lovely time spending with you all. Thank you again to Northeast Collectibles for letting us broadcast here in their gaming room. Always come down and check them out. They are wonderful, wonderful hosts and a wonderful store.
They do also have a website for anybody watching not from our area.
Yes.
Northeastcollectibles.net.
Northeastcollectibles.net. And they do have a TCG player or card or whatever that website is, store.
TCG player, yeah.
Which you can get from their website, northeastcollectibles.net. So check them out. And we will see you all on the 18th. Have a very happy New Year, everyone.
Yes, Happy New Year,
Happy
everybody.
New Year, everyone.